Hey guys, so wanted to share some thoughts regarding my experiences in this whole rebuild process for the RX-8. So my car is an '04 Mazda RX-8, and I rebuilt the engine. The process took me about, let's say, 2.5 months, and it was a very big learning experience. I did have to rebuild my engine 3 times before I got it right. And it's finally fired up. But it was, each time I did it, I learned a little bit more, and it's definitely an experience. So now I'm in the break-in period, or actually I'm drawing near the end of the initial break-in period. So I'm reaching my 1,000 miles where I can actually start pushing the engine over 4,000 RPMs. So with that said, at some point during my rebuild, I put the original starter that came with this car, which was a 2K starter, but it's an older starter, and for whatever reason I put it back in and the car was starting and it was fine. But I had, for the better part of the month, my car was starting like this. And and I had a blessing in disguise yesterday. So what happened was I went to crank my car, and normally it takes somewhere around 8 seconds of cranking to get the car started, and for whatever reason it wasn't starting, and my starter wouldn't stop cranking, which led to the wires on the bottom burning and fusing together, which was fine. I mean, I immediately ripped the positive, whichever terminal I got a hold of. I almost broke my battery doing it, but I ripped the terminal out just to stop the starter from cranking anymore. So what happened was I had to get towed home, and as I got home, I replaced it with the new starter that I had originally purchased for this car, and now my car starts like this. So it's been the whole time that I was trying to break in the car, I thought I was getting no progress in starting. For whatever reason, it would always take 8 seconds to crank, sometimes longer if the engine was warm. But the performance when I'm driving was there. It would always get more power, and even now I can feel it getting stronger with every mile. I'm actually 1 mile away from hitting my 1,000, so I can actually push it over 4K very, very soon. That beeping is just my jump starter. It needs to be charged. It's at like 49%. It's screaming to get more power. Either way, so sometimes a lot of things happen when you rebuild your engine. A lot of things can go wrong, but sometimes it has nothing to do with the engine. I would say definitely stay optimistic, work towards it, and eventually your rebuild will become 100% if you're doing it by yourself. Just I would say, do not get discouraged. Do not get scared. This car is one of the easiest cars to rebuild, and I would say if you're mechanically inclined, definitely go for it. It should take you, if you have a lot of time, each rebuild should take you about a week. That includes taking your engine out, cleaning, and putting in the new seals for your engine, and then putting it back in. But just be very careful. I would say have a lot of plastic bags handy. I used, personally, the first time I did it, I had a lot of buckets. The second time I did, I got smart. I used a lot of Ziploc bags. So a lot of little plastic Ziploc bags, and labeled them accordingly with the bolts and where they belong, you know. And you know, wish you, if you plan on ever rebuilding your engine, best of luck to you and have fun doing it. All right, guys.